Jordi, this is obviously Trendon's only his second game of the season, and just what does it say about him and what went into the decision to have the ball in his hands on multiple possessions, clutch possessions late in the game?
Yeah, I think you just watching the game, he was very impactful with his drives, his control. He's a big body. It's really hard to switch on him because he'll make the right play. He's able to score. His competitiveness, right, his personality is contagious. So very happy that he had the game that he had. But the most important thing is, to me, that's the definition of a team, right? You're hurt, which is like tough thing. Our medical and performance team worked really hard to get him back healthy. We got to trust the group because they do a great job, and this is the results, and I think that it's a win for everybody, for the team, for Trendon, for medical performance. I think that's the cool things to see out there.
And Cam Johnson and Dorian have been playing really impactful basketball, I think, like the last 8 games. Just what have you seen from those two during that stretch and what they were able to do tonight?
Just trust. I mean, we trust them. I trust them. Their teammates trust them. They do it every day. They put the work in, and you see it here. Some days the shots are not going to go in, and I still don't care if they don't go in. We're still going to trust them, and that's what they're building here.
Jordi, with you guys down 17, I think in the second quarter, just what do you think changed in your guys' approach? I see the defense obviously picked up a little bit, but did you say anything at that point to kind of just get the guys back on track, or did they just take ownership and say, it's time to wake up a little bit?
Yeah, they did it on their own. They know that the beginning was not good. Our physicality was not good. We were giving them too much cushion. Our ball pressure was poor, and then they were doing what they do best, right? I think you guys said it. They shoot the three very well. They shoot a lot of them, and they have very good shooters. And we got punished for not starting the right way, but then a lot of our guys bounced back, and that's a cool thing. NBA games are long, 48 minutes, a lot of minutes, and we were able to make that run in the second quarter, our best defensive quarter in the second quarter. And then from there, you haven't asked yet, but it was a pretty good third quarter because we won the quarter. And also we won the fourth. So very happy. You don't start right, but then you win the last 3 quarters. You give yourself a chance, and you win an important game, cup game, everything. Great environment, fans, all that stuff. Really fun game.
Jordi, for you, just as a head coach, just what impressed you the most about the fight of your team in this game? You've mentioned how they can fight, but to fight like this, what stood out to you the most in this matchup?
I think the togetherness, because it's nobody trying to do it they don't try to do it on their own, right? And I think that if you look at the box score, we have every starter with double digits, one guy off the bench with double digits. We had 31 assists and 42 made field goals, and we created 23 turnovers for 24 points. So all those things, it's togetherness and fight. And I think that's very cool to see.
Just first, I know Cam Thomas was probable, and then he was, ruled out. So I guess did something maybe not click in his pregame warm-up?
Yeah, he was not feeling good, and we told him that we're not going to risk obviously anything. We want guys to be not 100%, but 200%, and that's why we have a team that everybody's ready. Next man mentality. Jay Will was the starter. Started a little shaky, but then he came back, and he was amazing. He had 5 threes. He was 5 for 8, and after that rocky start, he was really, really good. So. We need Cam back. We want Cam back, but obviously we want him healthy, and that's the most important thing for us.
And then was it just something about the game flow or the situation, or is it fair to say that you are not a proponent of fouling up 3?
We were trying. Yeah, we told you. But a lot of times you're going to work on it and you're going to tell the guys, but the most important thing is, for me, in my opinion, is tell the guys, because we give them rules that I'm not going to tell you, but we give them rules, but then I'll tell you them, you do it if you're comfortable doing it. I trust you. So if you feel like you can do it, do it. But if not, we're just going to get the stop. So at the end of the day, they got to own it. They're the ones playing. I'm not out there. So I cannot, because a lot of times when you're trying to, I've seen it so many times. You give an N1 and you foul a 3-point shot, or you foul before the ball is inbounded because guys are nervous. It's like, these are our rules. you do it only if you feel comfortable with the situation. So I think we tried, but then they were outside the three-point line. We could not foul on that one. And then when they were inside the three-point line with almost the shot clock at 0, then we were good. So, again, like, good end of the game. The coaches did a great job. We protected the 3. That was a really, really tough 3. Worst case scenario, we go to overtime. We win the game.
Jordi, did you kind of see any similarities between your young Nets and those young Hornets, not only because like where the franchises are at right now, but just how hard they played tonight?
Yeah, I don't know about them. Like, yeah, and they play hard, but I'm not in their day-to-day, so whatever they do, they keep doing it. I have a lot of respect for them, but not to really pay attention to, respect for the opponent. They're good. They shoot a lot of threes. Other than that, I focus on my guys. Those are the ones that I'm going to fight for every single day.
Jordi, you've talked a lot this year about wanting to see Ben be more aggressive. Were there stretches in the second half there where you kind of felt like he was kind of matching that level of aggressiveness that you wanted?
For sure, yeah. I mean, and you see the 10, 8, and 5 in 25, 26 minutes with 7 attempts, 5 for 7. And I was very happy with how he embraced the physicality, running, finishing, even if a couple of times players got into it, that I think it's part of the game. That engagement is that I want to see from my guys. Again, we're not trying to fight or anything or get anybody hurt or anything, but I just like being aggressive, and I think Ben was a huge part of this win, and I really liked how he played, how engaged he was, his communication at all times, and it's just great to see him play like this.
And then with Cam Thomas, was that the tightness something that just popped up this morning when he woke up? Is it something he's been maybe fighting through for a little bit? And I guess how?
No, I think it was first half of the Knicks game, the second one, that, I don't know exactly the definition of it. Obviously, he played through it, so he was good. And then again, we're going to do what we believe is best for our players' health. And, it's nothing major, but he was, we told him not to risk it and be ready for the next one. If he's ready, we're going to do our evaluation and see, how he feels tomorrow, and then we'll just go from there.
Jordi, going back to Cam a little bit, he's just kind of, as Eric says, he's been kind of on a roll lately. But when you have a player who
Johnson,
yes.
Sorry.
When he's a professional, as you guys have always said about just how he goes about his business and he plays the way he's doing right now, what does that do to his teammates just to see him go out there, do his job, and just kind of lift his game up the way he's played really this season?
Yeah, I think he does it in a very selfless way. And that's the best thing about him is he leads by example with his consistency, and also you see results. So as a great player that he is, he's performing at a high level, but also his personality just, I think that it's contagious for everybody else. Everybody is very happy for him. And the games that he's performing like this, we got to find him. And I think that was the cool thing. Dennis, Ben, they all did those little things. Because, yes, he made those shots, and he's moving around, and we're running this plays, but his teammates help him get open. And I think that that's, again, definition of the group that we have in the team, and everybody is very happy for him.
Hey, Jordi, 15 games in or so of your coaching career, is this kind of what you expected when you thought about, taking a head job for the first time?
It's a good question because since I didn't have an experience of an 82-game season, it's really hard to have expectations. I mean, I know what it is to be a head coach, right? I coached in the Olympics and the World Cup, but it's different. I've coached in the G League. It's different. The amount of managing people in general, the games keep coming, so it's also a learning process for me, and I'm embracing it, and I'm trying to do my best to make, if I do make a mistake, make an honest mistake, which means that I'm trying to do what's best for the group. And I think that, I'm very happy with the team that we have, not just the players, but from ownership to front office, the clarity, the message, and how we compete out there. And 15 games in, I'm not satisfied because we have to do it for 82 games. So, our job is, do our best now to recover and go fight the next game. So far, I'm enjoying it. But again, it's when you're a rookie, you learn a lot about the process.
Trendon, with this being your second game back, just kind of curious, just how are you feeling playing those final, I think, 7-15 of that fourth quarter? Just how was your body feeling? Just what went through your mind during that stretch?
Adrenaline was out the roof, honestly. I told Coach, just let me rock. Just let me rock. I'm good. I know I'm on restriction. I think the restriction was set at 18. I played 19 in 3 seconds, so we good. But, I felt good. I was just happy to be back out there. I'm glad he stuck with me.
And then obviously, Jordi trusted you down the stretch to hit those shots or make plays. Just kind of what went through those plays where it was just kind of like a tight game and the ball found you. You just seemed to find a way to get that shot in, I guess.
Yeah, I had some mismatches that I noticed, and I just want to take advantage of it. Whether I was able to make them double me or whatever it was. But I just wanted to be aggressive and just make plays, and I'm glad he trusted me with that. So,
Yeah, staying on the subject of trust, like we said, second game of the season, what does it say or how does it feel to have Jordi and the staff, trust you to close a tight game like this?
Oh, it feels good. It feels great, honestly. Sadly, I've been out, first 11 games. So, it takes a while to build that. I mean, it takes a little minute to build that trust. But, he sees me working. He sees me work on everything I do out there in the game. So, I'm just still trying to get comfortable. Like I said, it's only my second game back. So, I sort of started a little slow-ish in the first half and was just able to, get a rhythm and attack some mismatches in the second half. So, it's big time to have that trust. And, we just got to keep building off of this.
Trendon, just while you were rehabbing and now 2 games back, what's been your impression of Jordi so far?
Oh, I said the last game, he's a hell of a coach. He coaches hard and, he's very, attention to detail. So, I think, having a coach like him is great for me, because, he's big-time defensive coach, and that's where I want to get better at, year by year. So, I'm just glad he's here, and, now we just got to keep building and, just keep getting more comfortable with each other. So, I think tonight was a big step in the right direction as far as just us.
Trendon, we've seen your energy on the bench, right, when you haven't been playing so far.
Yeah.
How big of a difference is that, though? Like, how much can you actually give your teammates when you're actually out there on the floor in terms of an energy and kind of an edge that you play with?
So you can give them a lot. I mean, it's nothing like being out there. I want to be the best teammate I can, when I'm not playing, and bringing that energy, even when I am playing. So, that's big for me. Just seeing my teammates succeed, and they happy for me, I'm happy for them. So.
Trendon, you talked about just the trust that Jordi had with you to close out the game. Just what was it like also to have the trust of your teammates? We saw a lot of guys rally around you and embrace you, especially at the end, and especially after that nice move you made in that late in the fourth.
Yeah, it was big time. They own me about they messed with me about getting my shot blocked right before that last possession. But it's all love, and they see how hard I work, and in the gym daily with them. So, we've been grinding, and a lot of guys who've seen it last year. So, they trust me in those moments to be able to attack mismatches, and we were down. Obviously, we were down our leading scorer tonight, so it had to be picked up somewhere else. And I think everybody contributed, and I'm glad everybody happy for each other.
This is the biggest comeback. When this game was a 17-point game, you guys rallied and cut it close at halftime. What was the message that you guys had at halftime, and then what helped fuel you guys in that third?
We let a few of their guys get threes early. Melo, Miller, I think Bridges got a few of them off. So, we knew that would calm down, and we just wanted to come out in the third quarter and throw the first punch. And I think, Ben came out with a little force in that first half, and what do you have, 10 tonight? So 10-5, so 10 and 8, so 10, 8 and 5. So he was big time tonight, and I think third quarter he turned it up a little bit and got us going with Schroe and everybody. So big.
What is the balance between playing with, a group of guys that mostly you've played with before in terms of last season versus playing under a new coaching staff, a new system? Is it more familiar, or are there obviously things that you have to get used to?
I mean, yeah, some things that I have to get used to because I've been out, so I'm still just trying to get used to, where I'm at on the court and, still being able to pick my spots and, just sort of, show what I can do on the offensive end. But, I know that'll come. But, I've been paying attention a lot and, I was able to practice a few days in camp before I got hurt and, just staying tuned in with the team. So, it's not that big of a learning curve. And, I think, the coaches here, everybody help each other a lot. So, it's big.
Trendon, what do you make of this stretch that Cam Johnson's having? I think he's already matched the total number of games with at least 20 points from last season. Just seems like he's been in a different stratosphere lately.
I mean, he's been big. He's been hooping. Honestly, he's just been hooping. He's been shooting the ball very well, helping his teammates. He was on me, encouraging me a lot today. So I'm not surprised by it, man. Cam's a great player. I'm not surprised by it at all. And, last year is last year. He obviously heard all the noise and, took it with a grain of salt and, came back. And, now he's doing what we know CJ can do.
Cam, obviously, with CT out, you guys are going to need scoring all over the place, but just kind of what went through, I guess, your mind kind of as the shots were going up and it just kept falling in, I guess.
Just playing in flow, staying aggressive, taking what the defense gives you, and, just doing whatever the team needs me to do. And, it's good to see guys across the board contribute, hit shots, and kind of, come back from being down a little bit, kind of come together and figure it out.
You guys were down 17, I think, in the second quarter. So I guess Jordi told us you guys kind of took it upon yourselves to make the changes. What was in that mindset of you guys just getting right after that slow start?
They got to a really hot start. They got to a really hot start, and it's hard to shoot 8 for 12 on make 8 out of every 12 3-pointers throughout the course of a game. So we knew that we'd have an opportunity to get back, to fight back. And, when the opportunity presented itself, I think we were ready. And, we kind of played with that pace and got after them defensively a little bit, turned them over a little bit. So, it was positive for us.
You've obviously been shooting really well from three, but also doing a lot of self-creation stuff off the dribble. Do you feel like there's anything that's changed maybe with added opportunity in this offense this year, or is it just a matter of you getting back to a place health-wise that you weren't at last year?
Yeah, more the latter, but both. Just taking advantage of opportunities. I mean, I shot some similar ones last year, and I think just kind of finding a rhythm, being able to be healthy all through preseason and God willing, continue to stay healthy is important. You guys know, especially as a shooter, rhythm is really important. It's hard to just miss time and come back and think everything's going to work out. But no matter what challenges are thrown, I'm just going to keep on playing my game and trying to, get some wins on the board for us.
And you, Dennis, and Doe have obviously been speculated in a lot of trade stuff and have just done a really good job of blocking that out. Is that just a matter of you guys being professionals, or is there anything that Jordi and the staff or the front office has done to help you kind of just tune out all that noise?
I mean, I think all three of us have definitely been traded before. And it's not something that we're worried about. There's a lot of speculation about a lot of things, all of our whole careers, my whole career, speculation about this, speculation about that. You hear a lot of outside noise. There's no sense in letting it bother you. There's no sense in letting it get to you. Let the future be the future. Control what we can control now. And the other thing is, man, we enjoy our group playing together. I think we are a group that gets along well with each other, and that's important. So as long as we're together, we're gonna fight for wins and we're gonna enjoy representing Brooklyn and playing, and whatever the future holds, it holds.
Speaking of enjoying playing with this group, you and Trendon were, just celebrating his return. And I guess starting with his actual on-court performance, how much of the end of the game was a concerted effort, in timeouts or whatever to get the ball to Trendon, and how much of it was just game flow?
We like to match up. And, T.Y., everybody knows it's tough to come back from injury, but, the way he plays, he can be really effective in a lot of different areas of the game. So, you put him on the block, against a much smaller defender, they're going to have to, send two to that. And they were kind of worried about our shooters. And so he took advantage of that matchup and just does what we've seen him do a million times. It is not out of character for him. He can score the ball. He can get to his spots and create for others. So that lift in the fourth quarter, that extra dimension of somebody to go to when they're trying to take away what we're doing was huge for us. And it's so good to see him back on the court. He's been working. He had a great preseason up until when he hurt his hamstring. And so you never want to see a guy go through that, but he's responded in every way. He's been there for the team, and tonight was a big night for him.
Hey, Cam, just 15 games into the season, but do you think this group has established an identity yet?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to pick up and guard. We're going to ball pressure, and I think we're going to shoot threes and we're going to run. Maybe the pace hasn't been as high as we'd like it to. And that's something that we're trying to get better with, but that's going to be our identity, a team that shares the ball, plays hard, and gets after you a little bit. And I think we've done a good job of that so far. Not perfect, but room for improvement. But I'm excited about the direction this team is heading.
Cam, has there been a point this first stretch of the season where you just kind of felt normal and back to a good spot? Like you had mentioned the health and kind of going through the preseason and the stretch healthy. Is there a game or a moment when it just sort of clicked and you're like, okay, I wasn't here last year, but I'm finally back to.
I wouldn't say I wasn't there last year. Just when I got there, something kind of would come up, and I can point to 5, 6, 7 instances in the season where it's like, nah, it's not the time. Now is not the time. But that's basketball. That's life. I've been through it a million times. People have said this, that, the other a million times. I don't care about the trade rumors. I don't care about what the people say. I'm just going to continue to do my job. And I wouldn't say there's a specific point this season. It's just, me personally, I'm just excited to go out there and play every day and get the opportunity to play and get the opportunity to compete. I tell everybody that asks, we don't get to do this job forever. So, it's on us to really enjoy it when we have the opportunity. And so I'm just grateful to go out there and play, and that's the attitude I take in every game, and the results are the results.
Cam, have you seen the replay of your dunk, the two-hand dunk?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of double-part question, but seeing the replay, were you surprised how far away you took off? And then B, in the moment, was there any part of you that was like, oh, am I going to make it there?
No. One of the most important things when you're running fast and going to dunk is getting your steps right. And so the way I wanted to line up my steps, it took me out a little far, but it was, it was where I wanted to be. I was hoping ball would jump. He kind of got out the way, and it cleared a path for me, easy. But no, it was. I knew I was approaching from far.
You guys get into it with a lot of teams so far this year. It's pretty, chippy out there, I guess. Is that a function of the identity you just talked about? Are you kind of proud of that, or just
Yeah, we are. We're not going to back down from anybody. And you look back to the Knicks game, the first one, when Doe and OG got into it a little bit. That's what sparked us to really turn things around. So we're not out here looking to just pick fights and be dumb, but we're not going to back down from anybody.